And yes, it is the Week 5 recap, and I'm SP Twiggy. I almost
Also,
used my real name. That was weird.
also, I'm Chaos Blue. You didn't hear me say it the first time because I forgot to unmute my microphone. This is the this is the Week 5 recap, by the way. REL 9 and 10A. You know, like I just said it, but no one heard me say it except for me and Twiggy. So I've said it again. Here we are. Uh, let's just dive right into Div 9. First of all, we have Mystery Science Goats 3000 versus the Durans Dastardly Dudes. And Dwarves win 2-0 against Chaos.
Those dastardly dwarves. It was, I wouldn't really say a bloody game. There was a couple MNGs on the Chaos side. We got one armor bust on a rookie lineman, which is not really that big of a deal. But if you take a look at the stats, only 18% ball possession for the Chaos. That's never a good sign.
Yeah, that's like 3 turns, I think.
Yeah, it's more ball possession than I had in my game today. So there's that at least.
Go to your happy place.
But yeah, it's tough to beat dwarves at lower TVs.
Mm-hmm. And I know that Mr. Science Goat is still not very killy yet.
Yeah, they have no claw.
Mm-hmm.
So they have no can openers.
Yeah. Okay. Next up, we have Frosting and Filling versus the Sierra Boys Giant Stags. Where Frosting and Filling won 3-0.
I will say Frosting and Filling is frosting and killing it right now. They are 5-0. And they have they niggled an Agi 6 lineman with dodge. There wasn't really much else in the terms of damage, but they're doing a good job.
Okay, so the thing that actually caught my eye that I'm wondering about, the elves have an expulsion.
Well, they have also 0 ball possession, so I feel like
oh wow, literally 0. Yeah, that was probably a please let me send off my player.
my one good one. There were 10 KOs suffered by the Giant Stags, as well as 2 casualties, and I don't think they have that many players. They only had 11, so they were. I think that was a foul to live situation.
Yeah, that seems probable. Sierra Boys, the team we famously predicted would do well, particularly well this season. Like, was this actually our baseless pick at the start of the season?
It might have been yours. I don't remember who I picked.
I know we rated them highly. I don't remember if we said this would be number 1.
Oh, I remember who I picked. I picked Sierra Boys Giant Stags because they had all of the ridiculous stat ups.
Yeah, so that's who we were talking about. Sierra Boys Giant Stags.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Frosting and Filling.
No.
I picked Sierra Boys and the Amazon team, which is no longer here. So.
Yeah. I maintain, though, the Amazon would have done well had they not had to leave.
Exactly. But so that means I was just wrong on both fronts.
Would have given the first loss to Frosting and Filling.
Yeah.
Okay. Last of all, we have the Royalton Circus versus the Flat Earthers, where the Kislev win 3-0 against Ogres.
And the Ogres really didn't do that much damage. Only one badly hurt on a guard catcher.
Ogres took a move bust on a rookie Ogre.
If they got the money to replace it, go ahead and do it. If they don't, it doesn't really hurt.
Put them on the line of scrimmage.
Exactly. No one really worries about, MNG Noblars, so that's not a huge deal.
No, I don't even... Okay, look. For stunty teams, by which I really mean goblins, halflings, and ogres. Because, there are other stunty teams, but those 3 teams, the lineman players, I do not even look at their injuries. unless it's on a player that has at least a double.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just they don't matter. It makes the team better to get rid of them because it trims TV.
Yep.
Yeah, Flat Earthers did not do much damage to this game. That's unfortunate. Not for
Yeah.
lack of trying, but
Yeah, they had 33 blocks, so
Mhm.
it's like averaging about 2 blocks a turn.
oh well.
Yeah.
Okay. What team do you want to look at today? I do not have my spreadsheet open, so
I have the spreadsheet open. Let's take a look. We are in 9. Have we done? We have not done. Let's do the Fat Earthers. We were just talking about them. We haven't done them yet.
okay, let's do them. Once I can see them. There. Found them. Entered the team motto. Come on! Oh, looks like they did replace that ogre.
Oh, nice.
And still 60k in the bank. They must have been stockpiling.
Yeah, or they got a 6 on. They had 140 and they got a 6 on.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like with this team, if they had 140, that qualifies as stockpiling the money. I mean,
Yeah.
if nothing else, they could 140 could have bought a new reroll.
Yeah, and they also don't have a stadium upgrade or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Still level 1 stadium. I do know that they've lost a handful of ogres throughout.
Yeah, they've definitely replaced a few.
Yeah. I think last season they had a death on the first game to Wood Elves, which is unfortunate. But, I mean, it's not a bad-looking ogre team. You got 2 with block. You got, I don't know about the plus movement as much, but you're a movement 5 team, so I could see how that's valuable. Break tackle on 3 of them. Grab on 1. You got an Agi 3 ogre, so you've got a ball carrier, which is nice. Couple stand firm.
Honestly, though, I don't think there's any level up in an ogre that I can critique. I mean, maybe like some fringe doubles. I think taking movement over a double would also be a mistake. But for the most part, like, it's ogres. Like, there's nothing I can say that you've done bad because you're playing ogres.
Yeah. I would like to see a little bit of guard. I know that you're strength 5, but guard on an ogre team is going to be canceling out assists.
Mm-hmm.
So like if somebody's trying to counter yours and then hit a Noblar or hit something else, with guard, you know, he's always there. And guard is arguably the best skill in the game.
Yeah, like good luck hitting an ogre who also is surrounded by guard.
Exactly.
I feel like if there's one thing this team is missing, it's a meme snotling.
Yeah, but they've had snotlings die left and right.
Yeah, like I don't even have a problem with that. Snotlings are terrible. You shouldn't actually have a meme snotling because they're bad, and they are worse for having the level ups to become memes.
Unless they're Yob. Yob is great.
No comment.
Agi 5 Hail Mary pass. He's fantastic.
No comment.
But I like the one level he does have diving tackle. That's pretty much the only thing you can really take with Nobblers on regulars anyway. I guess you could take catch if you wanted to do a handoff, but diving tackle is way more useful.
Having I actually wouldn't mind a knob. Well, is that even true? Like, honestly, I feel like if a Noblar levels up, you're almost better off firing it because it's worth 2 Noblars now. But if you're gonna keep a level 2 Noblar, I would like seeing one that has catch for the simple reason that it makes it easier to throw that Noblar.
The Noblar a catch on the Noblar affects the throwing?
Let me rephrase that. It makes it easier for the Noblar to catch the ball when you then throw that Noblar.
Oh, like throw first and then throw the ball to him?
You cannot do that.
Oh, I'm confused.
No, I'm saying if you hand off to the Noblar and then throw him for a
throw
teammate touchdown play that it is easier to give him the ball when he has catch. You do not need to use a reroll on the catch.
I understand what you're going with now. And so, yeah, catch is good. But, yeah. I don't hate diving tackle because...
Oh, no. Diving tackle is... I mean, diving tackle is as fine as anything on the Nobbler. Let's be real. There are no good level ups for a Nobbler.
Yeah. Titchy makes their tackle zones not really that great, so diving tackle makes it a Nobbler screen a little bit better.
But yeah, like you said, in terms of the ogres themselves, I think they actually look pretty good. All they really could use is a little more guard.
Yeah. Just like one or two players with guard. Maybe the block guys. Block, guard, mighty blow is the holy trinity of bash teams. So on the next level up, I think those two could really benefit from having guard. Because your block ones are going to be the ones that are going to be in front. And those are the ones you want to have guard.
Okay, so I have a question for you. Fat Earth Truther. Would you, if you leveled this player up and you rolled a double, would you take block or dodge?
I would take sure hands.
Well, that's a boring answer.
Is it boring? I mean, you gotta.
I mean, yeah, I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just like,
Because, I mean, he's Agi 3. If he's got sure hands, he's gonna. You're already. Well, I mean, he's Agi 3. You're already using him as your primary ball carrier because it's a lot easier to get the ball off of a Nobbler than it is to take it off of an ogre. With sure hands, strip ball does nothing to you. So, elves that are leaping in with red dice, then just need to push to get the ball on the ground, or not. It's not going to do anything to him. So, I think sure hands is the best play for him.
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I think though I would go for the dodge.
Dodge is good too. But
I already have break tackle. You have Agi 3, so in more than one way you can make use of that dodge.
yeah.
Okay. On that note, let's go look at Div 10, which is way over here, 10A specifically. I campaigned for getting rid of the number and just having it A and B and C for the fresh roll divs, but no one listened to me. Oh hey, someone's talking in my chat. I should probably address that. Stand firm plus dodge stops a strip on stumbles? Really? That is interesting.
I did not know that.
That is definitely not how Blood Bowl. That is definitely not how it should work by the rules. But I believe it completely that's how it works in Blood Bowl too.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, wait. I've done what I usually do, and I forgot to look at games for next week.
Oh.
And you know what? There's only 2 games to look at.
Really?
One of them has already been played.
Oh.
So we have Fat Earthers versus Mystery Science Goat 3000.
Okay. Good old rematch from last season.
Yeah. Who won? I mean, I know who won last season.
Yeah,
Actually, it might have been a draw last season. No, I'm pretty sure Mr. Science Goat won last season. It could be a draw this season, though.
It could be. It's all going to determine if the Fat Earthers can turn on the injury dice. Because this is, I think, the best situation for the Agi Goats. With all the 2 heads and the extra arms and big hands and all that kind of stuff. They're not going to be able to put a whole lot of punish on the ogres themselves. They do have a mighty blow now that I'm looking at their team. But it doesn't have block, it doesn't have tackle. So it's still not going to be great at taking out Nobblars and taking out ogres. You're going to be using them more to just run around them. You're still going to be punching the Nobblars, obviously, because why not? They're free SPP.
But they're a lot more free when you have block or tackle.
Yeah, and he's got all of his warriors have block. He's got 2 guard. He's got a blodge warrior. 2 block on goats that are going to be playing. He's got a sure hands goat, even though it's got a niggle that also has extra arms. He's got another tackle block, extra arms, so he can run Gristle McThornbody down the field, punch some Noblars, and then throw to him. Actually, it doesn't. I don't know if throwing would be the best option, but it's an option. But I think this is, for the way that Mystery Science Goats 3K are built, I think this will be a matchup that they can actually thrive in very well.
I mean, normally I've been rooting for negative pro in these, but you know, I want to see the ogres do something. Damn it! I am rooting for the. This feels like weird to even say. I'm hoping for the draw.
You're hoping for the draw?
I'm hoping for a draw that is not 0-0.
Fair. I like both coaches, so I don't want to see one of them get diced or anything like that. But I definitely, I think that the Mystery Science Goes 3K will do it. It's all going to come down to if the ogres can actually get removals.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and then we have Sugar and Spite versus the Royalton Circus. I'm gonna say Kislev.
Let me take a look at that because I accidentally closed.
I think this is a pretty even matchup, though.
Sugar and Spite versus the Royalton Circus. I mean, the Royalton Circus has been playing well.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna have 130 in inducements if everything looks right. Let me just double check, make sure there's no missed games. There's not. They've got money in the bank. They got 150 in the bank, so they can get a wizard if they need to. They're playing Kislev right with more sacking than anything else. So I think the Royalton Circus is going to have this too. Even though I do like the Sugar and Spite team, they're built very well. It's going to be a very competitive game.
Yeah, I don't think either of these teams has a huge advantage against the other, but I think Royalton Circus has been playing really well. And I think they'll just. I think it'll be a close game, but I think they will take the win.
Yeah, I'm gonna be boring, and I'm gonna call this a 2-2 tie.
Oh, I hoped for the tie with the ogres, so you're allowed to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, now for 10A, for real this time, we are looking at Week 5, Honest to God versus With a Rebel Yell. Winner is Undead 2-0.
Yeah, there were a lot of injuries on the Goblin team, and obviously one expulsion because the Bombardier can only play one drive. It's not good when you get an injury on both your Fnatic and
In fact, the one expulsion was the Undead.
Oh, interesting. So that must. How did that happen?
It means that the Goblin got injured.
Well, the Bombardier on the match report does not have an injury, so I'm assuming
A badly hurt would do it.
Well,
that shows up in the match, though, doesn't it?
Maybe he scored on turn 16 and KO'd him. So that
maybe, I don't know. Blood Bowl's sometimes Blood Bowl's a little weird like that, or Blood Bowl 2 specifically, because there are cases in Blood Bowl 2 where you don't get an expulsion, but you should. Usually because they don't matter for the game. It doesn't matter whether you get expelled after turn 16 or not, but I'm still pretty sure you should. It doesn't matter whether you're expelled or not after being sent to the badly hurt box, but you definitely should be.
Yeah. And you've got the Palm Mummy got an extra badly hurt, caused an injury. The Whites did some damage. I mean, Undead is just a good team at lower TVs, and Goblins try to stay at lower TVs.
Yeah, I mean, Goblins are Goblins.
Yeah, it was a perfect storm against them. That's always a tough matchup.
Yeah, Goblins made a successful pass, I guess. Shurkit is an ogre, right? Or troll, rather.
Which one?
I'm just looking, one goblin got a single goblin player got a injury point. It doesn't matter. Yeah,
It was the,
this was basically the SPP farm game with a Rebel Yell.
yeah. It was
Uh,
the Fnatic got the injury.
ah, okay then. Next up, we have Greenskin Brawlers versus Hierarchy, which is won by the Orcs 2-1. I really want to see this team, this Bretonian team, to do well, but it has really been struggling this season.
Yeah, I think this is one of the ones we predicted, and we should start writing down our predictions because I feel like I picked the Bretonians, but I don't remember.
I refuse to write down my predictions.
You don't want to be proven that you were wrong.
I don't want to know when I was right. I don't want to know when I was wrong, unless it was a stunty, which I will always be right on stunty.
Yeah, well, the Greenskin Brawlers had 68% possession to 18%, so it's hard to play the game of Blood Bowl if you don't have the ball. They still got a score, so they probably got either, I don't know if you probably a 2-turn or something.
This looks like a 3-turn. I think it might have been a 2-turn. Like, I don't think they held the ball at all during their opponent's half.
Yeah. It's hard to deal with 13 armor breaks too, especially when the Greenskin Brawlers outblocked them 42-36, but not really by that much. They just got way more armor breaks.
Which, I mean, is Orcs against Bretts, so...
I mean, you're expecting more armor breaks, but for that amount, you would think that the block rate would be a little bit more skewed.
Do the Orcs have Mighty Blow yet? I'm not sure. I don't think that...
They have a troll.
Well, that's something. Yeah, I mean, like... Okay, so you know what? I'm going to just go ahead and say this. I think Hierarchy would be doing better if they didn't have all 4 Blitzers.
Fair.
But, we're not going to get into that yet. Also, since you have the spreadsheet open, could you go ahead and tell me whether we've done an in-depth on Hierarchy yet?
We have not.
Okay, then. That's going to be my pick for later. Bashing Lizards versus the Cub Scouts, 2-0 for the Lizards.
Yeah, lizards are always good. That's just what lizards are. You got a not very developed Necro team. Necro gets good in the mid-range, I feel like. I think we had an argument about this earlier, but I don't think Necro gets really good until about the 1300, 1400 range. So they just still need a little bit more development. A white took a armor bust, which is unfortunate. The zombie took an armor bust, which you don't care about, but that was his only dirty player. I think I would still keep him. Just get an extra bench lineman, because you're going to just be fouling with him anyway.
I mean, he's a dirty player. Yeah, I'd probably keep him until you have a new dirty player.
Yeah. But no damage on the Lizardman side. The Lizards aren't really that developed either. Just catch on a skink. 2 block source and 1 dodge source. So.
Mind you, both of these teams are the late edition teams.
Oh, they're both ramp up teams.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I knew the Club Scouts was. I didn't remember if the Bash and Lizzies.
Nope, both of them are. I mean, to be fair, one of them came in week 2 and the other on week 3, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So
it was a REL ramp up off in REL 10A, and the Lizards won.
Yep. Got a lot of SVP as well. The Lizards, that is.
11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17 SVP compared to the MVP on the white.
At least it's on a white.
Yeah, and the white leveled.
Okay. Next up, we have Elves Behaving Badly, who lost 1-2 against Common Nightmares.
Ooh.
I see 2 expulsions. I see 1 death. Whoops, no.
Death was on a 0 SPP zombie.
Okay.
So nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
You got a niggle on a dodge lineman for the Elves and a Mystics game on a rookie lineman for the Elves. So 2.
I feel like you don't care about that much either.
Yeah. Neither of those are very consequential.
2 expulsions, lots of fouling with the zombies. I'd like to see that. Although, I'd like to see it more on different teams. But
Yeah, they got 2 dirty players zombies. So
I'll admit that might be my prejudice seeping through.
Common Nightmares is a very well built team. They only have the one. Oh no, they have 2 werewolves now. There's one's down there at the bottom.
They need to organize their team roster.
Yeah, but it's a good team. They've got all the pieces that they need, and I think they could probably actually do this. They're leveled enough. I haven't looked at the standings. That's not something we didn't do for the other division. We didn't look at the standings.
We'll do it next week, and we'll definitely do it the week after that.
But yeah, Common Nightmares winning 2-1.
Yeah. Okay. Next, we have Bambino's Rebellion versus Horn Stars, 2018, who won 2-1.
We got at least a Rat Ogre level for the Skaven.
Oh yeah, for some reason, every time I see this name, I think Dark Elf, but then I go in and, oh right, it's Skaven.
Yeah, it's the cheese that gives it away.
Well, I can't... Oh yeah, no, the cheese is actually, like, right there. I can't see the cheese in the client until I click on the match, to be fair.
Gotcha. So we got a MG on Blodge Gunner Runner. So no actual real damage on the Skaven side. No real damage on the Chaos side either. Just 2 badly hurt Beastmen. The Rat Ogre leveled, which is nice. Horn Stars they're built to murder. They've got 4 Mighty Blow, Strength 4 Beastmen, a lot of block. It's with an underdeveloped Skaven team is what I would call this. It's going to be a tough ask. So getting the 1 touchdown was already nice.
Yeah, like for Chaos getting for a 1 season Chaos team getting 17 SPP in 1 game. That's really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, he made 2 passes even. I guess on Rocky and Dirk.
Yep, Dirk Diggler and Rocky Balboner.
Okay.
I like Rocky Balboner. It's a good name. I hope he lives for a long time.
Yeah, no comment on that either. Next, Serpent Lords versus the Boner Boys. I keep calling this Borner Boys, but I have been told on several occasions by the coach that it is in fact Boner Boys. To which I respond, you should not have put the U in it if you did not want me to pronounce it Borner.
It pronounces to me when I read it Bowner, but that's because I'm from the south of America. We've got 1 dead lineman that stole the MVP. Ooh, that hurts. You've got a niggled kick lineman. I feel like you keep your kicker at that point. I don't. You replace him as soon as you can get another kicker.
Yeah.
But
this is the team that desperately needs money to replace more important things anyway.
Yeah.
I think it still doesn't have its full roster.
No, neither Dark Elf team has a full roster right now, and both of them are kind of struggling on keeping their more expensive players alive, which it happens. Divinity, though, took a miss next game, so he's going to be out his Strength 4 Witch Elf for his next game, so that's going to be tough.
This was 31 blocks to 9.
Yeah. I know that feel. You had 13 armor breaks on blocks, 16 received, so that means 3 of them came from either fouls, surfs, failed GFIs, failed dodges. Only, 6 casualties. That's always going to hurt. I think there's only 11 players on the team.
Yep. I think yeah, I think so.
Yeah, there's only 11 players on the team, so 6 casualties, especially if they happened early, like the Bowner Boys.
Oh, wow. The Khemri, wait. Yeah, the Camry team got 11 SPP on this one Tomb Guardian who got MVP.
He got 2 touchdowns.
Two
And an MVP.
touchdowns and MVP. That is disgusting, and I love it. Actually, I don't think it did get 2 touchdowns. That doesn't quite add up because it has. Let's see. It should have 10 SPP from casualty dice. Is there a pass? There's no pass. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No.
Yeah.
Okay, Custard must have got a touchdown because otherwise this.
He did. He got a touchdown and a casualty.
Oh, it's
touchdown.
3. It's 0-3. Okay, I
Yeah.
I thought it was 0-2. Never mind.
It was a 3-0 game.
Yeah, and I bet most of these injuries happened early in the game as well.
They had to have. That's the only way I could see this being this lopsided.
The only way Camry gets 3 scores to 0.
And 2 touchdowns on a Tomb Guardian. Like, if you're getting 3-0 as Kimry and it's an even game, they're all on the throw routes.
I mean, I feel if you're getting 3 touchdowns as Camry, it's probably going to be on Tomb Guardians. That's my take.
Yeah,
Okay.
It was a bloody game.
Okay. Next up, we have last off actually, Journeyman Jonestown Journeyman winning 1-0 over Sugar and Spikes.
Jonestown Journeyman only had 2 journeymen in this game, which is an improvement on what they have done in the past, and they have won the game.
And they didn't take any injuries.
They didn't take any. This might be the time where the upswing happens, and it's gonna be great. And I hope they do well.
I cannot wait to see who they're playing against next week.
I can tell you in 1 second, they are playing Common Nightmares, the undead team that destroyed the goblins.
Yep, that is
Or
exactly
the other
what
elf
that
team.
is exactly what I was hoping to hear.
It'll be tough.
Actually,
might-
I would
they
have
might get some
preferred
more
hearing.
journeymen.
Actually, I would have preferred hearing the Borner Boys, but short of that, Common Nightmare, pretty good second choice.
Yeah.
Okay, what team do you want to look at? I've already said mine. It is. I'm gonna.
You said hierarchy.
Yeah, think about yours. I'm gonna go straight to hierarchy. Every
Alright.
man in his proper place, or so you say. But I'm looking at here, and it looks like there's 3 peasants on the. Like none of the blitzers are on the top of this team portrait. They're all the blitzers are on the ground. All of the yeomen, well, some of the yeomen, and all of the peasants are on the barrels in this picture. Physically, the knights are lower than the peasants.
Technically, one of the yeomen is all the way up there at the very tippy top, so it throws the
Yes,
entire balance
but
off.
every knight is on the ground, and every peasant is on the barrels.
Well, the blitzers are the most important players in the team, so they gotta carry the entire team on their back. That's what they're doing, you know.
I feel like that narrative runs counter to the implication of the team's motto, name, and player names.
It's ironic, and that's why it's funny.
Hey, so this team has 4 dodge blitzers and 1 guard yeoman and 1 dirty player line peasant. It's a peasant, damn it.
Pheasant, a peasant.
Sure. I think I even have one of those in my team.
I mean, it's pretty standard. It's all normals. He's only got 4, 5, 6 levels. I don't remember if he's lost players. I think he has lost a few players, so some of his growth's been stunted.
I don't think he's lost, and I don't think he's lost any knights though.
He hasn't lost any blitzers, no. I feel like he did lose a blocker at some point, but I mean, dodge is the most important thing on a blitzer, unless you roll doubles.
Okay, so
I don't hate it. I would have wanted to see one of them with tackle before getting dodge, but that's a personal preference. Just go ahead and deal with any kind of like early blodge or early stunty player.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so hear me out here.
Okay, I'm not going to.
Rookie Bretonian teams should only start with 2 knights.
That is false. I would start with 3.
I am a hard proponent of 2, but I'll take 3 as a negotiating phase. I think you should never start with all 4 knights in a Bretonian team.
I like having 3 because if you have 3, you can get 3 blockers and 3 rerolls. At G3 teams, I am a huge proponent of starting with 3 rerolls. There's a handful of them where I wouldn't. That would be Lizardmen, Chaos Dwarf, anything where the players that you need the SPP on the most that can't handle the ball, you want to max them out first to hopefully get like MVPs on them as soon as possible.
Okay, so the most important team on which player do you think is the most important team to level up on this team?
Personally, it's a toss-up between either the blitzer or the blocker. You want the blitzers to level.
Well,
so that
the correct answer is actually the peasant, but aside from the peasant, it is definitely the yeoman, because the guard is absolutely critical to make the rest of the team function.
Guard is critical, yes, but guard wrestle is a suboptimal combination. Blodge is an optimal combination. Blodge step. If you roll doubles, you got block mighty blow. Like, I like getting that first level on the blitzer just to see if go ahead and protect him, so I don't have to pay the 110k to replace him. If you get just a normals for dodge, if you get a double, you get a mighty blow, so you got somebody you can blitz with every turn to like actually remove a piece with. But other than that, yes, I agree with you, the yeoman. But I would like to get that first level on my blitzer as soon as possible to either protect him or make him a killer. That's my argument for it.
Okay, I think I've pretty much stated my piece. I would actually say start with two rerolls, 2 knights, 4 yeomen, and as many peasants as you can fit on the roster.
That's because you just want to kick everything into the dirt.
Now that is part of it, because peasants are very good at doing that. But there's actually more reasoning behind it than just that. If you start off with a large contingent of peasants right away, then you don't need to replace them as they die, and that gives you time to save up to buy the things you're missing. It allows you to quickly get a stadium enhancement, which for Brits are actually quite good. Brits have several. If they have a lot of inducement money, then they get amazing star players. Like they get freaking Griff. If they don't have a lot of inducement money, a 10k with a Neville's Altar is still enough for Eldril Sidewinder, I think. No, not him.
Yeah, there's no way you can get Eldril for 10k.
There are 2 different star players who you can get for 10 or for 100 or 150k on the Bretonian team, and they're both elves. I just don't remember what their names are.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you. I don't play enough Bretonians. I tried once. It didn't go well. I'm never playing again.
Of course, the rest area is also really good for them. Honestly, the Wizard Stadium is really good for them.
I can see that.
But most importantly is that the Knights are your star players eventually, but they're also very expensive. They take SPP away from the critical development you need on the yeoman, and also they bloat up the team's team value, although admittedly that doesn't seem to be the case here yet. So like I said, it is too late for this team to go, oh, I should have started differently. So here's what I think this team should do for its development instead. It should try and funnel as many touchdowns onto these yeomen as it possibly can. It should definitely save up for the 3rd reroll, because you're right, having that 3rd reroll is important. I don't think you need to start with it, but you should get it as soon as you can. Then, honestly, I think going to 14 or 15 peasants is probably the correct choice. With all four knights on your team, you aren't going to be getting good inducements because your team value is too high. So you may as well get extra peasants.
Well, the only problem with your statement was you said 14 or 15 peasants. That would leave only 1 to 2 positions for either blitzers or yeomen. I know that you really love peasants.
Okay, so I don't have a problem with that, but also I meant up to that many players. And I think you knew that.
But yeah, I agree with you. Start putting touchdowns on the yeoman if you can. If not, don't worry about it. Try and get, touchdowns that get levels. Or get people in range of MVP levels, because you can never tell where they're going to go. So, but I would say like priority blocker yeoman first.
Plus,
if not, you got you got 2 with 5 SPP. Try and get a vanity pass. You got players with catch. It's not that hard. Go ahead and get those 2 guys their level. Try to get Sir Gerg, not Sir Greg, Sir Gerg. Sir Gerg a touchdown or 2. If you can't, get some touchdowns on Lord Orgor or Poor Hoy. I mean, sometimes you just can't. You can't safely choose who your touchdown goes to, and that's something that happens. But if you can, try to get on those yeomen, and then definitely save up for that 3rd reroll.
Yeah.
And if you roll doubles on do blitzers get pass access on normals, or is it
they get everything but strength and mutation, of course.
I would consider, if you're not saving for that reroll for whatever reason, I don't see why you wouldn't be with your team makeup, getting a leader reroll.
Oh yeah, no, like on a 4-knight Brett team, you absolutely should always have a knight who has leader. Whether or not you take a 3rd reroll or not, you should always have that knight, because you have 4 of them, and what are you doing if you don't have it? Rerolls are expensive for Bretts.
Yeah. Leader is definitely a good choice. I would say that if you the next normal for any of them, if it's not tackle, it's leader. But I'd actually say tackle first and then leader.
I disagree, but
maybe it depends on if he gets to the money to get that 3rd reroll beforehand.
Like, I would have even taken leader on the 4th blitzer who leveled up instead of dodge.
Yeah, probably. Either way, I mean,
and then he just sits back. He can carry the ball and he can throw it or hand it off when it needs to go out of the safety zone.
I mean, yeah, we're nitpicking here. I mean, it's still, for all normals, this is not a bad looking team.
I mean, like, at the end of the day, although I don't know if it was their intention, this is probably a team. This is a team that is going to where its first season is really just a development season.
Yeah, it's a good team.
That is the type of Bretonian team that this has turned into, whether that was the initial intention or not. By the end of the season, your goal should probably be get to level 2 or 3 on every single positional. Make sure you have a bench of peasants. It doesn't matter how big the bench is, although bigger is better. Make sure you have 3 rules, and ideally make sure you have a stadium enhancement, because again, some of these are really, really good for Bretts. Okay then. And on that note, what team do you want to look at? I feel like we went on a bit of a tangent there.
I mean, it's good for a 6th level team. I feel like we got a lot of information out there.
I say we. I feel like I went on a bit of a tangent there.
I had selected out Common Nightmares as the one that I was going to look at.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you would.
So, this is the first one on the list.
What are you dreaming about?
What am I dreaming about? I don't know.
Oh,
that's the motto.
It's the motto. And to answer that, and to give some possible answers to that question, it could be being chased, naked in public. Naked apparently a banned word on Blood Bowl 2, because that makes sense. Being stuck, falling to death, horrid injury, drowning, dead people. A lot of dead people, actually. You're probably dreaming about dead people. Being attacked, or, notably, frizgators.
Yeah, I always dream about Friskagors. He's always running through my mind.
Interestingly, the one Pokemon on the team, it also has block.
Well, you keep your Pokemon around because they are trophies. They are trophies to show other people in your division, in future divisions, in devastationals and playoffs that you kill people, and I'm gonna make you into one of these guys too. So I applaud that to be the one guy that you want to keep around. We got a Mighty Blow Blodge White, which is actually really good. You've got a Blodge Ghoul now, naked in public. Block on both your werewolves, which is good. You kind of, I would like to see more doubles, and if you can, you've got the money, replace the move busted Flesh Golem. I know he's already got block and they're hard to level, but 4 movement is already hard enough, but 3, I would go ahead and replace that.
Yeah, I mean, this team has 14 players. It has everything it needs to have bought. I agree. Probably replace the Flesh Golem. I disagree about the doubles, though. Don't roll any doubles. Maybe, yeah, actually, just don't roll any. Ever.
Alright.
There was one double on Steam, actually. It was a double on a white where they took a dodge.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done this with dwarves, so I certainly cannot criticize it. It's better on a white than it is on a dwarf. Let's just leave it at that. But it's also not the best.
As your second one, yeah, I get that.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of wanted to, unless you're gonna go guard next. With that setup you have right now, I would go guard. So you have Blodge Guard, because Blodge Guard is so strong.
Yeah,
but
that's fair.
If you weren't gonna go that way, jump up and then get piling on right after.
I actually did that with Troll Slayer. So.
Did it work out for you?
I mean, eventually. It took me a while to actually get piling on, because I didn't do it at level 3. I did it at level 4 or 5.
Fair.
Yeah.
I would go guard on this guy next.
I agree. Guard is definitely the way to go here.
And then your other white can be tackle, mighty blow, piling on, all that good stuff.
I mean, ideally
you want
by a
guard
certain
on both your
perspective,
whites.
you just roll doubles on both your werewolves, so both of them are claw palmers, and then you don't need a palmer on a white.
That's true. I keep forgetting that this is a werewolf team and not a undead team.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
So,
no.
yeah,
If it was undead, definitely want a palming white, but it's not.
Yeah, both of those guys guard first. You want your killers to be werewolves because they've got claw. That just makes them inherently better, and frenzy, which is budget tackle, to get you through until you get actual tackle. So, if I was going to do anything this team, replace the Flesh Golem. I know he's 5 SPP away from getting another level to get guard, but 3 movement is tough. He's standing up if he gets knocked down.
Just remember, the most important skill on any werewolf is dodge. And that's not just me saying that. If you don't believe that, talk to Rumblebee. He has a whole story there. It's
dodge
great.
Early, block later.
That is actually how he lost his Legend Wolf.
Well, he shouldn't have put him in a spot to get blitzed on the first turn.
I mean, you're not wrong. But he shouldn't have been so greedy either. Anyway, any other particular advice about this team?
If you're not replacing the Flesh Golem, go ahead and get your Stadium Enhancement, or at least level 2, so you can go ahead and start working on a stadium enhancement.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, you know,
Uh,
I just realized this team has 6 players on it who have the same name. I don't know if we mentioned this at the start of the season or not, but you should not be doing that. As if you get an admin win, uh, you're not going to get any SVP from it with these players on your team.
Or it's not going to be guaranteed to go to the right person that it was rolled to. They will get one of them will get it, but it's hard for them to tell the difference between one person and another person.
And if they're put in that decision, they will probably pick the option that is worst for you.
Yeah.
Because you've given them extra work. So, as your zombies inevitably perish, replace them with ones who have different names.
Yep.
Okay. On that note, let's take a quick look at matches for next week. Let's see. There was one that stuck out to me that I wanted to look at, and it wasn't the goblins for once. Right here, actually. Hierarchy versus Bambino's Rebellion.
This will be an interesting game because Bambino's Rebellion, they don't have a whole lot of
Players?
Skaven nonsense. They got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They got 10. One's MNG'd.
Okay, well, that's not that bad.
It'll be fine. They do have the Rat Ogre, though, and so they're the only one of the two teams that actually has a Mighty Blow piece, and AD8's not that great, so it's all going to come down to if the Rat Ogre can actually do damage. He does have Juggernaut now, so he's going to be a little bit more reliable. You typically are going to be blitzing with him anyway, so you got that. You have Little Cheese, who has Claw. Honestly, if you can, try and feed touchdowns to Little Cheese to get a Mighty Blow before working on your Gutter Runners, if you can, because Claw Mighty Blow block like right out the gate with Skaven's awesome. You're probably going to do that anyway because you're probably a pretty smart guy, Mr. Bambino's Rebellion. I don't know what your actual coach name is. Sorry.
It would be really nice if that actually if it actually showed us to it on the schedule page.
Yeah, Arbre, that's what it is. But I mean, if you can't, it's, like I said before previously, it's like, you know, sometimes you guys put the touchdown on who has the ball. But if you can, Little Cheese, that's who I would do. But it's gonna be an interesting game.
I'm pretty sure that's Arbor.
Arbor. I'm sticking with Arbre until I'm told otherwise. And then I think inducements there aren't gonna really be any. We got 1880 to or 1180 to 1260. That's 80k in inducements for the Skaven. You're gonna get a babe. Unless you're spending money, which I wouldn't.
No. There is a star player that they can induce for only 70k. Actually, it might be 80. It's still within the budget.
Okay, there's that too. I don't know which star player that is, but
it is the Ball and Chain Rat.
Ball and Chain Rat.
I don't remember its name. But, it has 4 movement, it's 7 strength, the Ball and Chain. Foul appearance, I think?
That's actually interesting to go against Brett's, because Brett's kind of like to get into a scrum because they have so much block and wrestle. So Ball and Chain can actually do some damage, but if you're in a scrum with the Ball and Chain, it can also do some damage to you.
I mean, in my experience, what usually happens is that they will gang block the Ball and Chain, and then it's not on the field anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I swear, every single time someone takes a red die on my Ball and Chain, they always roll freaking pals. It's never a push. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. I am going to bet on the Rat Ogre.
The Rat Ogre doing damage?
Mm-hmm.
I actually, because, one, I want to defer from you, but also because the Skaven have no tackle yet, and we have 4 Blodge Blitzers. I'm actually going to back the Bretonians.
On the other hand, Skaven have gutter runners, so they don't need tackle because they're OP.
Well, they can score, yes, but can they stop the other team from scoring is the question.
It doesn't matter because the other team can't stop them from scoring because they have gutter runners, which are OP.
It. I'm gonna agree to disagree, and I think it's gonna be 2-1 Bretonian.
Okay then. What game do you want to see?
Let's take a look. Let's take a look at, because we talked about it earlier, Common Nightmares versus Jonestown Journeyman.
Okay, Journeyman. Actually, wait, no. We said that they were going to get murdered, didn't we? Yeah, no. I think whoever wins.
What you said.
Okay, you know what? Whoever wins this game, I think there will be more Journeymen on the Journeyman after this game.
It's quite possible. There is no tackle though for the Common Nightmares, but they do have 2 Frenzy Plate pieces, so that's also going to be good. Only 3 dodge though on the Journeyman, but 2 of them are movement 7 pieces. No, 3 of them. Oh, because one of the catcher that's got dodge has movement buzz. That's right.
But yeah, I do think the elves will win this game, but I think they will take a beating doing it.
Yeah, I kind of think that as well. It's gonna be one of two. Either the beating's gonna come early and they're gonna lose, or the beating's gonna come steadily over the entire game, and then they're gonna win. It all depends on when the removals come.
Yeah, I mean that's a fair assessment. I think you're going to struggle to win with only 4 players. Yeah. Okay, I think we are done for the night.
We haven't looked at standings. We should look at standings.
Oh, but no, we can't. We're almost at the hour mark. We cannot take more than an hour. We will be ridiculed.
You're all equal, and none of you are in last place.
Yeah. If we had not gone on the tangent about the Bretts, then we could do it. But we did, so we can't. Sorry. Maybe
we'll do that next week.
We'll do it next week. We've committed to it now. Okay. I hope this was helpful. I hope you all enjoyed and have good games. Bye.
Bye.